tell you, I don't know how many times I've had to say this, but if you're paying to come to our games, you're definitely getting your money's worth. They're exciting basketball games for sure. It would have been nice to finish that one in regulation, but again, you give Detroit credit. Antoine, I've been at this a long time, and Antoine Davis is dynamic and difficult a player to guard in those kind of situations as about anybody besides maybe Trae Young that I've had to coach against. And so, not to take anything away from Detroit, but we got up 9 and let them back in it by leaving a couple shooters and not being real efficient on the offensive end. But we're really proud. We didn't do what we did on Friday, right, which is progress. I hope that we really competed down the stretch. Made the offensive plays that we needed to. Unbelievable big play and execution by Trevon to make that shot to send us into overtime. And then and a great pass by Sam being strong with the ball to get it to him. And then, in overtime, made the plays that we had to, which is great to see, especially Chris Brandon, right? Defensively down the stretch, him switching out and defending the way that he did, which, again, we think he can do as well as anybody in college basketball. It's just been a little inconsistent this year, right? And so it was really good to see Chris play that way and make those plays for us down the stretch because he's so valuable. And of course, Alon Sumler here, who is, a guy that he doesn't care about the moment, right? He comes in and he plays and he shoots and he defends. Great execution when we were fouling up 3 late for a freshman. A lot of confidence and swag from this guy. So I thought he was a huge boost for us as well tonight.
Trevon, that final play in regulation, is that just a matter of instinct? Do you prefer to dribble to your right and shoot off that way, or just kind of walk me through that final possession?
It was a great play by Coach, but Sam, he threw a good pass, and I just kind of felt comfortable. It was just a kind of instinct thing. I just felt comfortable going to my right and shooting. I know we needed a 3, so it just felt comfortable. It was a good shot, and it went in.
Coach, for a moment there, did it kind of feel like deja vu from the other night? And was there a moment in the second half Antoine started getting going, left wide open on a 3-pointer? What did you maybe say to them at that timeout to kind of lock back in defensively?
I mean, really the same things we've been saying all year, right? Where we just got to continue to get better and do it while the game's going on, and that we got to stay locked in on scouting report, and we got to do the little things. That there are some things if you're going to be a really good player and a good basketball team that like just aren't okay, right? Like I've heard somebody use the example of a surgeon. There's some mistakes a surgeon just can't make, right? Like if you're going to be a good basketball team, you can't leave good shooters, and down the stretch in games, especially in league games. And so, those are things that individually and as a team we've just got to understand that they're not acceptable and stay locked in and get more discipline and quite honestly get a little tougher and make those plays because we saw what we're capable of and we did do that. I thought our defensive execution at the very end of the game, the last few minutes in overtime was fantastic.
Alon, what really got you going today? The past few games, maybe not as up to par as you maybe expect, but seemed like early on aggressive and really stayed at it tonight.
Yeah, I think just focusing on something other than offense. Like the other games, I was in my own head, and then this game, I'm just focused on my coaches telling me, like, you got to guard, and I'm guarding, doing what I'm supposed to do, and the offense came after that.
And to add on to that question for you, just kind of what is your mindset on offense there? I mean, there's clock's ticking down, the ball's hitting your hand. There's not even a thought. It's hitting your hand and you're shooting it. Kind of take us through your offensive game plan right now and kind of just that mindset to kind of just have that,
Yeah, my teammates on the bench, every time I jog down, I hear them, be ready to shoot. My coach is telling me, be ready to shoot. Past game, Sam finding me, and then Quest found me today, but I'm just being ready to shoot at all times.
And Sam kind of, Trevon kind of took us through his vantage point. How about for you? Obviously, you're bringing the ball up. Kind of got spun around a little bit. Didn't panic, though. Found the open man, and then he hits that shot. Just kind of take us through that last play from your point of view.
Yeah, Coach drew up a great play where I was going to take the ball from the right, go to the left, and I had Quez coming off a screen, and I could have hit him in the corner, and then that got kind of jammed up, so I just tried to be strong with the ball. And when I turned, I saw Triz coming around me. And we work on that play all the time in practice, just tossing it back to Triz and letting him let it go. And so when I turned, I hit Triz, and Triz did Triz, and he went and hit a big shot.
And Coach, kind of talk about that shot too. the fans might not see you got a guy up there who's working his butt off in practice, coming off the bench for you. What's that mean to have a leader like that kind of hit that shot for you?
Well, I mean, quite honestly, some of the thought process was, Trevon played really well tonight, seemed aggressive and comfortable and confident out there, and he's made those kind of shots for us before, right? And, we tried a different way of doing it on Friday. It didn't go real good, and so I said, let's go with the fifth-year senior on that one. But, I think Sam made a terrific play, and the kind of play that goes unnoticed, too, is the play that Sam made prior to that, where we've got enough time where we'll take the quickest, best basket we can get, and he comes off that screen, and he's wide open, he gets a layup. 11 seconds is a ton of time. Still time to try to steal the ball, foul, whatever you got to do, and then have enough time to run the last play for Trevon, even if it's full court. So, nobody will talk about that, but, we don't win that game if Sam Vinson doesn't make a heads-up play on the possession before the last possession to go get us a quick 2.
38-19 advantage points today. That seems to be your guys' MO as the season continues to progress. Marquez is going to get his, but you're getting solid contributions up and down the board, 1 through 9 tonight.
Yeah, we made a decision a few weeks back. We needed to develop our depth. Part of, the biggest part of Trevon coming off the bench, and again, how many fifth-year guys would do that? But Trevon only cares about winning. Was that we didn't have any punch off the bench, and we knew that he could provide something for us on both ends of the floor. And now Alon's developing, getting more comfortable. I thought L.J. Wells was terrific tonight. And again, I think maybe what we're finding as we work through league play is, we've got 3 bigs that can really play, and it might just depend on the night. A little tougher night for Emmanuel tonight because they play a lot of 5 out and they shoot a ton of 3s, so it's a little bit harder for him to cover up on some of those things. LJ can do that with the way that he moves, and so it's good to see our bench producing and developing confidence as we move forward through league play.
It seemed to be a real battle in the paint tonight, and you come out ahead 38-18 in points in the paint. Honestly, I thought I could have been even more just trying to finish at the rim and missing the bunnies.
Yeah, we missed some easy ones, and so, but it's good to see our mentality to attack the right way, and again, we're going to shoot the ball well. It's going to happen, and when it does, we feel like we'll be a much better offensive team than we've been because we have done a good job of attacking in the paint, and again, we can get better at that too in terms of, as you said, finishing some easy ones.
Trevon, the three-pointer at the end of regulation was nice, but you also hit one there at the end of the first half. In moments like that, just tell me, you want the ball there, or is it just a matter at the end of the first half just being in the right place, right time, or tell me your mindset when it comes down to the closing seconds like that?
Yeah, just kind of just doing my part. I know my job is either fight for the corner. That's something that we work on. If I don't trail, then I got to fight for the corner. So it was just really me just getting to my spot, and my team was doing a great job. They tried to make a read, it wasn't there, and they found me. And then I just work on what we've been working on, putting in the work and shooting, trying to get more consistent in that. So teammates found me, and it was just a shot that we've been working on.
Coach, we're still obviously very early in conference play, but do you feel the magnitude of this one kind of really was that important considering maybe what happened the other night as well?
I mean, maybe for that reason you don't want to drop 2 that you feel like you're up and in control and can win. And the one thing I'll say about that is it's easy to watch a game and say you got up a certain amount and what happened? Well, what happened is the other team's still playing. Right? The other team has good players. In these last 2 games, the 2 most dynamic guys in our league in terms of with the ball in their hands and creating shots and the ability to make threes, especially under pressure and being challenged, are probably Jalen Moore and Antoine Davis. And so, that's part of it too. But yeah, of course, it's better to win this one in a similar situation. And it's a long season, and our whole deal is, as I touched on earlier, can we be better at the things we need to be, like knowing personnel and playing that the right way and executing it on the defensive end, and guys playing with confidence offensively and those kind of things as we move forward through the season. And so that's ultimately the most important thing. We'll always take a win, but I don't know that you put a lot on the 6th conference game of the year. All right, thanks guys.